Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is April, and today I wanted to share with you guys a very exciting piece of information that I have written inside my tarot guide, The Fool's Journey Forward. And this is the personas, the personality traits, and the archetypes. So as I went over my last video, the personas, it's something that I had that concept of this idea as I was studying Waite's book, The Pictorial Key to the Tarot, and he describes the minor arcana as doors, the major arcana as keys, and then of course the court cards as bridges, because they bridge the two worlds, right? So we have the archetypes of the major arcana as the soul, soul growth, soul experience, inner work, and then we have the minor arcana, the whole minor arcana, actually including the court cards, as the doors of the tarot. Okay, so those go great with personas because personas are the face we show the world, and the minor arcana represents the outer work, right? So going out into the world, all that inner work that we've done all these years through the major arcana and applying them to archetypes of the soul, we now can take that inner work that we've done and express it in the outer world through the personas that we adopt in our day-to-day life. So I'm really excited about that. I've been working on this for years, and I have an entire list of keywords for all of them, as well as then the court cards. While they can be personas, okay, they are also more importantly personality types, because they are the bridge between the major arcana and the minor arcana, the soul, and your daily life. Also, the court cards mirror the Fool card, just like the minor arcana mirrors the major arcana. So today I want to share all those keywords with you all. So they are available on my sorry, I'm out of breath today, the guide that I created if you would like, but I am sharing a lot of the information here on YouTube and over on my other social medias. If you want to, please feel free to check out my link tree. It has all my sites on there. But yeah, I wanted to start with the personas today because they're what I'm most excited about. I've been working on for quite some time, put a lot of thought into each persona to apply to each card. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Suit of Pentacles. So we have the Suit of Pentacles, the Ace here. And the Ace also has the modality of quintessence. Okay, and in that following, within that concept, I have also applied the personas to it in a very similar way. So if you're not familiar, the pip cards have associations to astrological modalities, and the Ace card is quintessence. So it's the essence of the energies that fall within the Suit of Pentacles. So the Ace cards in all the suits represent as a clarifier. So they clarify, enhance, or diminish the other personas in a reading. Okay, so they don't have specific keywords. They are meant to clarify, enhance, or diminish the other keywords within the suit as they come out. Okay, I'll put those face down. So then we go to the Two of Pentacles, and the keywords for the personas of the Two of Pentacles are dancer, miner, performer, and trader. For Three of Pentacles, we have personas of the laborer, a noble, a sculptor, and a teammate. For the Four of Pentacles, we have the personas of investor, miser, politician, and workaholic. For the Five of Pentacles, we have the personas of beggar, pauper, skeptic, and victim. For Six of Pentacles, we have the personas of a benefactor, a merchant, a patron, or a sponsor. For Seven of Pentacles, we have personas of gardener, housekeeper, investor, or promoter. For the Eight of Pentacles, we have the personas of apprentice, artist, craftsman, and prodigy. For the Nine of Pentacles, we have the personas of achiever, designer, humanitarian, and perfectionist. You'll notice in some of these there are some positive and negative, because personas that we show to the world are not always just positive characteristics. So we have, for the Ten of Pentacles, archaeologist, fiduciary, genealogist, and a researcher. Excuse me. Let me scroll back up here to the court cards. Excuse me, I've got some sort of allergy or something going on right now. I apologize. All right. So again, the court cards also represent personality traits, but they also, because they are encased in the minor arcana, rightfully so, they also can represent personas, okay? And so we'll come back to the personality traits when I go over those. But for here, the persona of the Page of Pentacles are friend, manager, messenger, sibling, or student. For the Knight of Pentacles, the personas are friend, horseman, sibling, warrior, or workman. For the Queen of Pentacles, the personas are benefactor, businesswoman, leader, mother, ruler, and spouse. And the King of Pentacles, we have the personas of accountant, banker, businessman, entrepreneur, father, leader, and merchant. Okay, so moving on to swords. Okay, the Ace of Swords. Again, since it is an ace position with a modality of quintessence, it then, for the personas, it clarifies, enhances, diminishes other personas in the reading. Two of Swords. For the personas, we have examiner, friend, guide, and therapist. For Three of Swords, we have challenger, mediator, negotiator, and peacekeeper. For Four of Swords, we have a diplomat, a hermit, an outcast, and a philanthropist. And Five of Swords, a card we don't always like to get, we have a persona of a bully, a master, a thief, or an underdog. Six of Swords, personas are ferryman, messenger, nonconformist, and passenger. For Seven of Swords, we have the personas of rebel, strategist, thief, and trickster. For 8 of Swords, we have the personas of cynic, overthinker, skeptic, and warrior. For 9 of Swords, we have the personas of agonizer, martyr, mourner, and victim. Then we come to the 10 of Swords, and the personas are optimist, pessimist, stoic, or survivor. Okay, and then we'll go back up here to the court cards in my document here. Page of Swords has the personas of actor, apprentice, friend, messenger, observer, overseer, scholar, scientist, sibling, student, warrior, or writer. The Knight of Swords, you'll notice that the court cards also tend to have more personas in addition to their personality traits that we'll get to. And that's just because the natures of these cards is that they represent human or people, right? So they tend to have a few more personas than the other cards. The Knight of Swords personas are friend, horseman, protector, sibling, soldier, strategist, swindler, warrior. The Queen of Swords personas are communicator, diplomat, judge, leader, mother, ruler, seeker, or spouse. Oh, we also have, strategist, it would help if I could speak today, teacher, warrior, and widow as well. For the King of Swords, the personas are barbarian, commander, communicator, counselor, doctor, elder, father, judge, leader, mastermind, ruler, senator, spouse, strategist, teacher, and warrior. You will notice that some of the personas might fit with multiple cards, like for the Suit of Swords, all 4 I believe have the personas of warrior. Okay, also the King and Queen are spouse cards, and the Knight and Page tend to be siblings or friend cards as well. So that plays out throughout the decks as well. Okay, so we're down to wands, going in the order of earth, air, fire, and water here today. Suit of Wands, Ace of Wands. Again, it is an ace, so it clarifies, enhances, diminishes other personas in the reading. We then have the Two of Wands, whose personas are gatekeeper, steward, supervisor, or surveyor. Then we have the Three of Wands, personas of administrator, entrepreneur, merchant, and an observer. Four of Pentacles, we have the personas of caterer, designer, entrepreneur, caterer, designer, entertainer, and host. I suppose it could be an entrepreneur too, but that fits better in other cards. Entertainer certainly fits. I probably should have put my reading glasses on. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure to read it because I don't want to goof up on it. Well, I guess I did anyways, so oh well. Okay, personas for the Five of Wands, we have athlete, competitor, rebel, and sportsman. For the Six of Wands, we have personas of courier, influencer, servant, and victor. Seven of Wands, we have personas of advocate, negotiator, trader, and underdog. Trader as in trading goods, just in case I didn't enunciate that correctly. Eight of Wands, we have the personas of commander, instigator, messenger, and traveler. For the Nine of Wands, we have the personas of defender, defier, warrior, and wounded warrior. For the Ten of Wands, we have personas of assistant, caregiver, coordinator, and lawyer. Okay, and then we will go back up here to the court cards. We have the Page of Wands, and the personas for the Page of Wands are adventurer, ambassador, charlatan, emissary, friend, lover, mailman, messenger, prodigy, romantic, sibling, stranger, visionary. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Personas for the Knight of Wands are adventurer, champion, entrepreneur, friend, horseman, rebel, sibling, warrior. We then have the Queen of Wands, one of my favorite cards. Adventurer, countrywoman, influencer, leader, mother, noble, ruler, and spouse. And then we have the King of Wands. The personas are adventurer, countryman, entrepreneur, farmer, father, leader, noble, ruler, and spouse. Okay, now we are moving on to the cups. We have the Ace of Cups here, which again clarifies, enhances, diminishes other personas in the reading. Two of Cups, personas are companion, lover, partner, and soulmate. On another video, I'll go through and actually share with you all the modern keywords that we have for these cards as well. The Three of Cups, personas are collaborator, friend, teammate, and underdog. Four of Cups, personas are daydreamer, introvert, retiree, and recluse. Then we have the Five of Cups. Personas are heir, like an heir to something, an heir to the throne, mediator, migrant, and a mourner, someone who is mourning something, the loss. Six of Cups, personas are admirer, child, homemaker, and volunteer. We then have the Seven of Cups. Personas are artist, enigma, and I said that really weird, enigma, photographer, and skeptic. Eight of Cups. Personas are drifter, journeyer, rebel, and wanderer. So again, you will notice in some of these personas, certain persona types might be seen in a handful of different cards, whereas the modern keywords, when I do a video to go over the modern ones in addition to the other information in here, the modern keywords specifically that I chose, that I work with and use, that I placed in here, I put a lot of work into making sure that they are actually not repeats. So if you're learning tarot for the first time, then as a keyword, it's easier to not mix up your cards that way as you're learning. I digress. 9 of Cups, personas, achiever, extrovert, host, and mentor. And then we have 10 of Cups. Personas are devotee, peacekeeper, pensioner, and a nurturer. And of course, we are going to go back up to the court cards for this suit. We have the Page of Cups. Personas are dreamer, friend, messenger, psychic, romantic, and sibling. And of course, all of these personas are just a starting point from which to start from. So each reader might, have a different interpretation, but I put a lot of thought and care into these to make sure that they also correlated with the original Rider-Waite meanings of the cards, as well as the modern ones. So that was my thought behind the personas that I chose for them to initiate this concept. Personas for the Knight of Cups are artist, dreamer, friend, horseman, idealist, mediator, messenger, observer, romantic, seducer, sibling, trickster, and warrior. All the knights are also warrior cards, as are the courts for the swords. Oh, yes, Queen of Cups. Almost got myself turned around there. Okay, so the personas for the Queen of Cups are leader, mother, psychic, romantic, ruler, spouse, and visionary. And then we have the King of Cups, whose personas are artist, businessman, counselor, doctor, extortionist, father, lawyer, leader, professor, ruler, and spouse. Okay, so next, if I placed these all down in the right order, I've separated out the court cards from the stack. So I can scroll back up to the top here, and we're going to go ahead and touch on the personality traits. So again, just a quick touch on personality traits. I chose traits instead of personality types because I have found in reading for others and reading for myself, and also in helping others learn how to read tarot, that the court cards can be confusing. They are the people of the tarot, but it can get confusing. And I think one of the reasons might be because you have 16 court cards and you have as many personalities as there are people. So it is very hard to fit it into the 16 cards. And I feel that personality traits instead of personality types is a much better fit, especially with the use of personas for the minor arcana, because the individual has so many different personality traits that make up their whole identity. And you don't always show everything to everyone at all times. Okay, so when you're doing a reading for someone, the personality traits that come through might be very specific to the moment and the scenario and the person. And yes, they're true, authentic pieces of self of that person as personality traits, but it's only a piece of it. Okay, so you're not trying to lump the entire person's unique personality into one of 16 cards. You basically are then using the court card that best fits, if you're, say, using it for a significator, that best fits a person in the situation. And if it comes up in a reading and it indicates a person, then it also helps to indicate what traits that person is exuding or expressing or presenting at the time, which may be a lighter side of them or a darker side of them, or a part of a personality that someone wasn't aware that someone was part of who they are, because oftentimes we see only one or parts of a person. We don't always know 100% of their personality, depending on how well you know a person. And oftentimes the personas help us to see the traits in a person, but personas can be feigned. They can be faked. A lot of people put on a fake face in front of other people. That would be a persona. But the personality types are authentic, true, who this person is at their core, at a soul level, at a level of where court cards, where the soul and the person meet. They are the bridge. And so these personality traits represent the person, the unique traits of the person. Okay, so we're going to start with the Page of Pentacles, and we're going to go through the personality traits. Again, I have really put a lot of work into the traits that I have associated with each card, so that they are very fitting to specifically the Rider-Waite-Smith system. Okay, personality traits for the Page of Pentacles: detail-oriented, diligent, distraught, gentle, observant, teachable, and vulnerable. The Knight of Pentacles personality traits are considerate, dedicated, hardworking, realistic, reliable, sluggish, and untrustworthy. Again, we have positive and negative cards, getting the whole spectrum there of, whether you use reversals for negative attributes or not. The cards do have positive and negative meanings in them, and so you see those also in my personas and personality traits and archetypes as well. We are going to the Queen of Pentacles. Personality traits are charitable, committed, frivolous, honest, self-reliant, steadfast, and she can be stingy as well. And then we have the King of Pentacles personality traits: absurd, authentic, possessive, practical, proficient, qualified, and sociable. Okay, moving down to Swords. Page of Swords personality traits are imaginative, inconsiderate, measured, perceptive, unknowledgeable, watchful, and willing. As you see, it can be quite the mix, depending on how they come up in a reading and the cards around them. Personality traits for the Knight of Swords, make sure I have the right card there for you all, are courageous, enthusiastic, headstrong, protective, quick, stubborn, and talented. The Queen of Swords personality traits are cautious, hypocritical, independent, insightful, opinionated, principled, and unflinching. For the King of Swords personality traits, we have adamant, commanding, confident, discerning, experienced, harsh, and obstinate. Okay, we are moving down to the wands. And again, this entire guide is available on my Etsy store for only $6.99. By all means, if you don't want to purchase it, that's okay. I am going to be sharing most of the information here on my YouTube channel and over on my other social medias as well. I just wanted to make it available to others. So here we have personality traits for the Page of Wands are agreeable, dependable, doubtful, earnest, genuine, hesitant, and trustworthy. Then we have the Knight of Wands. Personality traits are brilliant, expressive, indiscreet, passionate, rash, strong, and zealous. Then we have the Queen of Wands. Personality traits are alluring, artistic, emotive, hopeful, negligent, sincere, and she can be vengeful as well. Then we have the King of Wands. Personality traits are inspiring, neighborly, precise, quick-witted, strict, thoughtless, I almost said thoughtful, but thoughtless, could be either, unbiased. Okay, last suit, we're going down to the Cups. I say down, up, because I'm scrolling through my actual document here. The book, the guide, Fool's Journey Forward. Here we go. Page of Cups. Personality traits are caring, delicate, fickle, gullible, kind, quiet, and trusting. For the Knight of Cups, we have personality traits of devious, encouraging, engaging, honest, supportive, unreliable, and whimsical. For the Queen of Cups, we have personality traits of careless, compassionate, considerate, loving, private, self-centered, and sympathetic. And last but not least, for the Court cards, we have the King of Cups, whose personality traits are influential, inquisitive, loyal, perceptive, prestigious, resentful, and he can be a bit sarcastic as well. Okay, so that was the personas and the personality traits. I was really excited to work through those. This took a lot of work and time to really make sure I got the right keywords for each of those categories for the cards. There was definitely a lot more that I could have added, but I've really done my best throughout this entire book here to really be precise in a way that that can be built upon, right? I'm already writing another book that actually goes more into depth. It's not just the meat and bones of it. It really goes in to the body of the material. But this particular guide, while it's 100 pages long, is really intended to give the structure and a place where anyone who reads tarot can come at it from the way that they read uniquely, right? That they can apply it to so many different methods and styles of reading. And so I intentionally kept the information in here very precise and just not no fluff or not too much personal thought process in there, right? Just providing the structure here. Okay, my next book will have a lot more personal views and thoughts and ideas and stuff stuck in here. I am scrolling back up here to the Major Arcana. Then I scrolled too far because I was talking too much. Oh goodness, sorry, here we are. Trump cards. Okay, so I have made these user-friendly cards. I have put washi tape over all of the questionable pieces of art that some may not appreciate, including the YouTube algorithm. So YouTube algorithm should be very happy with these. So if they look silly with little stickies on parts of a handful of the cards, that's why. Really want this information to be available to everyone, regardless of style and view of reading tarot. Okay, so we have archetypes. Okay, so as I was going through the archetypes, I really did a lot of meditation and reading and writing on journaling on what archetypes I applied to the cards, as well as studying the pictorial key to the tarot and looking through the definitions of the cards and looking to see what archetypes Waite, even though he didn't call them archetypes. Archetypes, that theme kind of came from the Jungian perspective of tarot, and then I believe that that is also part of what influenced, along with the information, the pictorial key to the tarot. Sorry, they're very tongue twisted today. Which influenced the original concept of the Fool's Journey. So since that's more of an inner work, going through the major arcana, that is where I got the idea for the name of the Fool's Journey forward, because it's really moving forward out into the world. So now, because I wanted this book to be complete, we are taking a step back into the major arcana to still cover thoroughly the archetypes, because you cannot go out and share with others and help be an example to the world as you would like to see it, without having done the inner work yourself first. So I felt it was very important as well to touch on that. So I put a lot of thought as well into these archetypes, that there's a lot of different thoughts out there. This concept has been out there for quite some time. So you'll see that I have definitely put my own personal touch on some of these here. But we're going to go ahead and read the keywords for you. Okay, so the archetypes of the Fool are explorer, jester, novice, seeker, self, and wanderer. The archetypes of the magician are creator, juggler, magus, I usually don't use that word, but magus, I think is how you say it correctly, shaman, witch, and wizard. I apologize for butchering that word for anyone who uses it regularly. High priestess. Archetypes are medium, mystic, oracle, psychic, and seer. And again, there is a history of some of these archetypes that are, some of them are very common modern archetypes for the cards. I've presented them here the way I use them, and very specifically, some archetypes you'll see if you do study that sometimes they apply certain archetypes to multiple cards, or they may apply it to one and not the other. So I've definitely applied them here the way that I felt best represented Arthur Edward Waite's Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and the way that they are used modernly as well, and how I use them. Okay, so the Empress. Archetypes are caregiver, divine feminine, empath, and mother. The Emperor archetypes are divine masculine, father, protector, and ruler. The Hierophant archetypes are counselor, mentor, prophet, spiritual leader, and teacher. The archetypes for the Lover are co-creator, partner, and soulmate. The archetypes for the Chariot are quester, traveler, and warrior. The archetypes for the Strength card are Healer, Hero, Heroine, and Master. Could be, yeah, I've got Hero and Heroine, depending on whether it gets pulled for masculine or feminine. For the Hermit card, we have archetypes of the Architect, Philosopher, and Wise Person. For the Wheel of Fortune, we have archetypes of Entrepreneur and Risk Taker. Those tend to go hand in hand. For Justice, we have archetypes of Adjudicator and Advocate. For the Hanged Man, we have archetypes of Critic, Martyr, and Observer. For Death, we have archetypes of Pioneer, Rebel, and Renegade. For Temperance, for all you fellow Sagittarians out there, archetypes are Alchemist, Mediator, and Sage. Devil, we have archetypes of Bondsman and Trickster. For the Tower card, we have archetypes of Demolisher and Sufferer. For Star, we have archetypes of Dreamer and Visionary. For Moon, we have archetypes of Gatekeeper, Journeyer, and Spiritual Warrior. For the Sun, we have archetypes of Enthusiast and Optimist. For Judgment, we have archetypes of Awakened and Redeemed. Last but not least, the World card, which is why Arthur Edward Waite, in his book, The Pictorial Key to the Tarot, placed the Fool in front of the World at the end of the major arcana, because it was representing this concept of the soul going out into the world, bringing the minor arcana up to the exact same level as the major arcana. So for the World card, we have archetypes of Adept, Circumventer, Graduate, and Navigator. All right, that's what we have for today's video. I know that was still kind of long, but hopefully you skipped through to the parts you wanted, or if you're still here and you watched all the way through, thank you so much. Place a heart down in the comments. Yeah, so I was really excited to share that with you guys today. I am going to be sharing more as we go along. And again, if you are interested, you can just follow my content and get most of the information on this book I wrote, or you can purchase it over on my Etsy store. If you'd like to support me, that's a great way to do it. Okay, be blessed. I will see you all next time.